Hello, good game. I couldn't agree more. Very good match, Princess Autumn. It was a pleasure. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for helping support the channel with your watch time and the likes. Smash that like button right now before we even get into it. Today, we'll be playing Detention 101, Grixis Control revolving around Professor Onyx. Look out, boys. You're going to be writing lines after school today. Within the video, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about strategies, synergies, showcase the gameplay footage, discuss our playlines and interactions, and then finally wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review. This whole process is going to give you, the viewer, a good idea whether or not the deck fits your personal playstyle and, of course, your wildcard collection. Thanks again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to partake in our contests and giveaways, 500,000 gems going out, and we're buying someone's D&D rare playset as well. So do not miss out on that. If you're looking for additional information for anything I mentioned today, Linktree link, description below, or just give it a Google. Thanks again, and now let's get into it. Detention 101 is a Grixis control deck with 60 cards in best of 1 standard, an average mana value of 3.8 with 32 non-creatures and 4 creatures. We do have 24 land in the deck for consistency's sake. We're revolving around Professor Onyx for 6 loyalty, 6 mana, 5 loyalty, static ability of Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, right? This is great. +1, you lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. And -8, each opponent discards a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot going on there. But Professor Onyx is not our only planeswalker. We have Rowan, Scholar of Sparks, and Will, Scholar of Sparks. They both have the same static ability. Instances and sorceries that we cast cost 1 less to cast. Rowan is 3 mana value, Will is 4 mana value. Rowan +1, dealing 1 damage to each opponent. If you've drawn more than 3 cards this turn, deal 3 damage to each opponent instead. -4, you get an emblem with whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, you may pay 2 if you do copy and choose new targets, Wolf. And then moving on to Will's abilities, +1, up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness of 0-2 until your next turn. -3, draw 2 cards, and -7, exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exile this way, its controller creates a 4/4 elemental token. Really cool stuff here, right? So, it will help us survive, right? Will's plus ability to shut down attacker, Will's minus ability to draw cards, absolutely amazing. And if you can passively put the Scholar of Sparks or Rowan in play, use the plus ability a few times, and then get the -4 emblem out, wow, you are going to have an easy time ahead of you. The rest of the deck is just pure control. 3 copies of Eliminate, instant speed, destroy a creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. Heartless Act for 2 at instant speed as well. Choose 1, destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from a target creature. We have 4 copies of Prismari Command, instant speed for 3, choose 2, dealing 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token, destroy target artifact. So the destroy artifact and 2 damage is a great removal here. The treasure token allows us to ramp, and we could potentially shuffle through our library as well if we have too many land and we're looking to draw some more effective removal spells. We have 3 copies of Baleful Mastery for 4 mana, exile creature or planeswalker. We can cast it for 2. Of course, this is all at instant speed. If we do the student cost, our opponent will get to draw a card. 4 copies of Extinction Event, sorcery speed, choose odd or even, then exile each of the chosen value, 0 is even. 2 copies of Draconic Intervention, as an additional cost to cast it, exile a card from your graveyard. Intervention will deal X damage to each creature, non-dragon, with X equaling the card that you exiled from your graveyard, which is really cool. And then if the creatures would die this turn, exile them, and of course exile the intervention as well. 4 copies of Magma Opus for 8 mana, instant speed, 4 damage, divided as we choose among any number of targets. Tap 2 permanents, create a 4/4, and draw 2 cards. We can discard Opus for 2 mana, creating a treasure token, which is really nice. We have 2 copies of Crawling Barrens. Pay 4, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. You can choose to have it become a creature. 4 copies of Mazemind Tome for consistency's sake. Tap, scry 1. Tap with 2 mana to draw a card. Every time you tap, grab a page counter. Once you've accumulated 4 page counters, sacrifice it into exile and gain 4 life. We have 4 copies of the Torrent Sculptor, really our only creature in deck, I'm pretty sure here. 4 mana, Ward 2, which means whenever it becomes the target, your opponent will, or whoever it's targeting it, I believe, will have to pay 2 additional mana, which is pretty cool. When it enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, put a number of +1/+1 counters on the Sculptor equal to half that card's mana value rounded up, which is pretty cool, right? Because we're discarding things like the Magma Opus, and that will create 4 +1/+1 counters and create the Sculptor to be a 6/6, which is quite formidable. The Flamethrower is more removal, sorcery speed, discard a card for 2 mana, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery, Flamethrower will deal damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to planeswalker or creature you don't control, which is really nice. So even more removal, allowing us to cycle through our deck. We've got some lands, right? Just like every deck, LOL. And that's it, right? So the overall strategy and synergy here is to ramp into Professor Onyx, right? Use your Prismari Command to make treasure tokens, use Magma Opus to create treasure tokens, and then, you know, you're using your Draconic Intervention to get rid of your Opus, to wipe everything, basically, or you're exiling it with your Sculptor to create a 6/6. These treasures will allow you to ramp into Professor Onyx, you know, and help you draw cards to help continue that removal process, right? There's a ton of removal in the deck. Once your opponent's top decking, they have no removal on their end. You know, then you bring out something like the Crawling Barrens, you hardcast Opus, you've got the 4/4 now, and you can start to rain down terror on your opponent. You can use Rowan for the 1 damage and Prismari Command for the 2 damage as well, alongside hitting with your Sculptor. So a lot of damage output within a control deck, surprisingly, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of like flip a switch and be like, I'm playing control, you can't do anything, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, here comes this massive mid-range deck barreling down upon me. With that out of the way, you know, I really thank you guys for checking out the deck tech portion of this video. Before we get into the gameplay footage, I have to ask you one more time, if you haven't done so yet, like the video. It's really easy. Smash that like button right now. And if you haven't done so, of course, subscribe to the channel to get in on all of our contests and giveaways I mentioned earlier. Links are in the description, Linktree, or give it a Google. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll be back to wrap up with my final thoughts. 2 land, we go first. We can't discard the Opus. We could pull a blue source. And of course we could just, you know, pull a tome or something. I'm going to risk it. I mean, it would be ideal to have 3 lands. Or to have a tome in hand already. But it's a control deck. There's no perfect opening hand, right? You just need to kind of get going. Okay, so that's really nice. Still need a blue source or a second red source. We can Rowan. Potentially survive. Oh, they're tapped. That's good. Hopefully there's no second creature. Professor Onyx, Draconic. Let's take double red for intervention. And we could pass the Opus out for the blue source, but I'd rather try to scry it first. They only have, you know, 1 damage in play, so it's not threatening. That's 2 CMC. It is also non-human for Winota. Looking for a blue land, of course. Down to 18. All right, we'll have to pass our turn. If they play Winota, I mean, we still have the exile. They get the draw, but it's way better than, you know, bringing 2 creatures right into the battlefield. If there's no Winota, we discard an Opus. Yeah. Hello. What's up, cutie pie? So we take care of her. Still only hit for 2, but they get the draw. Oh, I'll allow it. Looking for a blue lands here still. Where is the land? Come on. It's kind of frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. Do they have a second one out? It would only pull 1. Let's try to discard the Opus. And then we have Prismari Command. Can at least use the treasure, make a treasure. Okay, Lieutenant's okay. Even, Exile Event takes them both. Exile Event? That's what people call it, isn't it? I don't know what this Extinction Event is that you talk about, sir. I only know Exile Event. Still taking the scry here. Where is that friggin' island? I'm getting sick of this. Give me my island! Crazy. The tokens this make... That is frustrating. I mean, this isn't ideal. We really need that land, though. Like, we're getting bullied. So we can discard to deal quite a bit of damage. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. We can't cast the commands, so we may as well do that anyways. I have no faith in this deck anymore. Every time we start a new deck, it's like, okay, you're gonna brick for your first match. You gonna brick, boy? Hope you enjoy it. I can't even handle my life. Oh, no. Oh, they didn't attack us. Wow. So we can double cast this, I guess. Let's try it. Treasure, 2 damage. And then 2 damage, treasure. And then it replaces itself. At least we got an island, right? Oh, no. Whiff. 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 They whiffed. And then they tap. They should have done that last turn. We killed a non-human, so what Noda doesn't trigger. She's gonna deal a bunch of damage, though. I mean, I guess Will can take advantage. Use a plus ability. Maya's in studio. Sup, girl? So as long as there's no non-human haste creatures, we might be okay. So Will locks down Winota. It's a 1/3 because of the token. Oh, we get stomped. We get hit down to 2. If they have another stomp, Will's gonzo. Well, I mean, that is pretty lucky. Right?
Open your books to page. You'll learn the power of death.
Will pushes the giant down. Get him, Maya. Get him, girl. She's like, don't you be yelling at me, Dad. I'm just running on my wheel. Nothing wrong with the train going through your bedroom, is there? Not like you're trying to work, are you? She loves it. She goes faster. Liliana plus. We need an event. Draconic Intervention. Let's take the Sculptor.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
Hopefully they don't have another Winota. Will turns the giant into a 0/2.
Take a moment and cool off.
Let's get our second island in play. Torrent Sculptor out. We discard the Opus. It becomes a 6/6. So at least we're in their way. Bingo, bango, bongo. Nice. So they just have to pay an additional 2, right? It's super easy for them at this point. They have the mana. And they hit Lily down to 2. We need a good draw. No attacks? Let's Lily plus first.
I have impeccable study habits.
Lock down the giant.
You just stay there.
We have an Opus we can discard. And still hold up mana for the Baleful Mastery. It's working, right? This is paying off. Beating up a Winota deck. Ending our turn. Woo! Will and Onyx getting their fling on. They top deck a land. Good. Good, good, good. They do have the Scry, though, and it goes to the bottom. More good news. So now, no attacks here, probably. Lily Plus. Really?
Let's go digging.
Our Extinction Event is 10%. I'm going for it.
I have learned so much.
Not the right 10%, I'll say. Oh! Alright. Should we play this? It's non-legendary, right? May as well. More blockers! I don't think we've got a big old spell to get rid of, though. Just one Extinction Event. It's not quite as impressive, but it still kind of floods up the field here. Oh, I thought that was going to be a Winota. It's like, I'm going to get you. And then they take the Scry. We're good. We are golden here. You never want a control deck to set up like this. I can't believe all the lands we drew last turn. Last turn? No. This turn. There we go. So we want to be hitting 3 damage with this intervention.
Has to be an answer here.
Push out a command. And by gosh, that's going to be a concede. Right, we take out their whole field. And we hit for 10. Plus, we have, you know, a Baleful Mastery here. Hello, good game. I couldn't agree more. Very good match, Princess Autumn. It was a pleasure. You know, thanks for hanging out and playing a little bit of Magic with us. Let's get another match in for sure, though. Okay. That first match is pretty cool. Looking for a blue source again. That's the name of the game. Okay, we do have our 4th land. Mastery Event. I'll allow it. Non-human beatdown. Hopefully there's no red source played. That'd be terrifying. Draconic Intervention as well. Let's just get this out of the way so there's no hang-ups. That can go. We don't have a blue land yet, right? So we don't need it. Get out of here! Okay. What you gonna do, Willis? Daxos. It might be actually mono white then. Absolutely. We need another red source. Odd, even, odd. We definitely want to scry. Nice. Did you just see them good game us? Did you just see them good game us? I still think we might want to hit, because we don't have a Heartless Act to kill the Blade Historian here. We still probably want to force the sack on this dog. Then they're going to have 27, though. Shit. So we have to exile the priest and then wipe 2 or evens. Hit for 2, 4, 8, 9, 10 damage here. We should have scryed first, look for the red, and then it wouldn't have mattered. My bad, my bad, my bad. If there's a mountain here, I'm going to cry. We could have just focused on reducing more damage. Oh, but then we didn't have a card in the grave, so the Baleful Mastery had to get cast. We might need that. And I still think we're in trouble. Woof! Woof! Should we good game them back? Alright, so just the dog. We can scry. Shoot, they take our life gain away. I'm going to keep Mastery because it's a removal deck. We're going to get a 2-2 out of this next event. Okay, we've got a chump blocker. Cooking with Crisco now, baby. Woohoo! Daxos is fine. There's no haste. Let's hit for 2. That's their second good game. Do they still think they're going to win with no hand? Oh! Nice top deck, bro. The discard then draws our best attempt. What we discard is another question. Should it be the Opus or the Intervention? Okay, token's dead. We get a land. It's even the right color! That is a card. Let's hit for 2. We can discard the Opus and then play Professor Onyx. Do we get another good game, do you think? Should we exile Heliod? And then discard to kill the Historian. And then they can't get lucky and restack their devotion. They do not appreciate this. Or is it my server? Internet! I think it's me because this has stopped. Oh my gosh. Let's just do a quick little reboot to make sure. Because you never know. You can never be too safe, especially in such a clutch play. The last thing we need is that target not to have gone through, and then they get that double strike attack. We don't block it, they win, right? We're back in the game. Thanks, Arena. Okay, and now it's our turn. Professor goes out with the minus. And we hit for 2. I bet they're regretting that original good game. We don't say good game, we just send love, right? They're slamming through our spell book. They're like, that's not fair. They've got so many good spells. We are at 6 available mana. I mean, getting close to this Magma Opus. This is definitely their rope now, not our connection, right? The rope goes, you're connected, typically how I find. But if the rope stalls out, now you've got a connection issue. It's looking good, though. They almost got us. They got real close, right? And they even dropped their Blade Historians on us. Both of them. So it was nice to beat out a mono white deck, seeing as they're so powerful. We beat a Winota deck, beat a mono white deck. Is Grixis Control a good deck? I don't know. Seems like it. Right? We're definitely not making any friends. As opposed to our most recent variant of this, I'm sure I mentioned it in the deck tech and stuff, but you know, we had that Mastery, you know, that 7 CMC, create 2 4/4s or discard for a treasure. We dropped that and we added some more removal, right? We've got some more Heartless Acts, we've got some more Baleful Masteries, some more Eliminates. And I think that just really helps the consistency, right? Rather than always trying to turbo ramp into the bigger spells. You know, just take your time and remove the creatures. And it's a similar payoff. El Rope Town. You gotta love it, right? So if you haven't done so yet, you guys, make sure to like the video. It is a surefire way to help support the channel and allow me to grow the brand, which is great. I appreciate each and every one of you who do this for me on a day-to-day basis. You can also subscribe to the channel to get in on contests and giveaways. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Everything from a 500,000 gem giveaway, right? 500,000 gems, woof. And we'll be buying someone's D&D rare playset. You know, I do coaching sessions. We give away rare cards and stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on within the community. And of course, you can gain access to that by subscribing to the channel, joining the Discord, and then having your name put on the giveaway list by one of our mods. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And of course, if you're in the Linktree link, you may as well check out some of the other links. I've got the Spotify, if you're looking for some tasty cat jams, sponsored by Miss Maya. We also have all of our affiliate links. Grey Viking Games, Into the AM, Amazon, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. EWIN Racing, if you want yourself a new chair as well. And then, of course, you know, the Patreon, if you just want to support the old-fashioned way. Boom! 2 tasty wins. Let's break down the deck before we break any more hearts. Awooga! So we're tearing it up. We beat Winota, we beat Mono White, and Grixis Control feeling pretty good. I love control decks. Honestly, when the meta has matured, we live in now a 3rd month meta because the new expansion is coming out next month. This is the last month or the last season of Strixhaven. And, you know, it's kind of solidified. Everybody knows all the cards. Everybody knows all the decks, all the playlines. And this opens up the control archetype, in my opinion, because you know what you need to prioritize the rest of your spells on. It's not like, oh, we got hit with this crazy spell that I wasn't expecting because I've never seen it before because it's day 5, right? It's like, no, I know exactly what everyone's doing. And now I can, you know, kind of flex my control mind on these peons, if you will. I don't know. Doing my best. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. I love it. Of course, the list is in the description below. If you haven't already done so, check out the Linktree and like the video. I know you've already subscribed for the great content. Have a magical day. Check out some more videos, and we'll see you soon in the next.